I confirm that a quorum is present. I would entertain a motion to open the meeting.
Second.
So moved.
So moved, whatever.
We got so moved and second. In reverse order.
It works.
Maybe you should be having coffee.
I already had my 1 cup of coffee.
All right. We'll do a roll call of voting members. If you could start, Jerry.
Jerry DeMayo, present.
John Farrar.
Janine Cunningham.
Susan Grillo, present.
Chris Howe.
And Damon Jesperson, and our illustrious director, Lisa. I thought we were going to do the election of officers.
Yep, so that's my error on the agenda.
That's what I get for not being able to open that email from you.
Yes. Let's see, the Friends of the Newbury COA Liaison, that meeting is Wednesday morning.
Okay. I have that on the calendar actually. I don't know if I'll be able to join you, but I do know that.
Okay.
Again, so review of the meeting minutes from 8/11. Has everyone had a chance to look them over?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes as written.
So moved.
I'll make the motion. She's making the motion and who's going to second? I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chairperson's report. As you guys know, I sent you a partial draft of the ad hoc committee report. It was a little delayed because we had a freedom of information request from our dear friend Jack Rivicki for the draft report, which meant everything in the draft report had to be scanned and sent in, which wasted a lot of time. He would not wait for the actual report. I think he wanted to find the errors in the draft report so that he can start attacking what we're doing already. That's just supposition on my part, but so I was not able to finalize all the numbers that are in the report, which is why I took those pieces out. Hopefully this week I can get that done and get you the finalized numbers, because I had my numbers to work from, but not everyone's numbers when I did the draft report. The ad hoc committee has accepted the report and finished their work pending me fixing the numbers, so all of the tallies from the different matrices that we use to score are averaged, which is not a ton of work. It just takes a couple hours, and I haven't had that couple of hours to do. Beyond that, I have stopped in a couple of times to see some very busy events, but I will let Cindy tell you more about those. And I think that's the business of the day for my report. Now, moving on to the report from the ad hoc committee. It is not finalized, so I won't ask you guys to vote on it today, but I did want you guys to have a chance to start reading it, because it has been a long time coming. And yeah, so I don't know if anyone's had a chance to look it over. I know I sent it out late, and I'm sorry about that. But if there's any thoughts, comments, I don't know if we want to wait to discuss it at this point, or...
Yeah, I just thought it was one.
Okay.
I had a cursory look. I was just,
It's a cursor.
yeah, so I saw that you're basically in need of 7,000 square feet, but there was a recommendation to do 10 to 15 as you move. A lot of the Newbury land is wetlands, so I don't know if that narrows it down. Was there
It
any
does.
discussion in there about appending a building to an existing structure of some sort?
We talk a lot about that because the benefits of being near another town entity.
With the
Or
HVAC and all that stuff, so it's
Yeah.
shared systems.
Shared systems were talked about, shared programming and shared sort of access. You know, you guys have experienced a lot of I could almost call it pass-through, where people come in because they're headed to something else in town hall. And so that is one of the things that we measured or weighted the buildings on, was how close they were to other town functions. And the shared HVAC and things like that are part of the overall cost. You know, you save a lot when you can plan a building that shares functions.
Okay, that's my question, thank you.
And it's just a synergy of personnel,
Yeah,
other town players, close proximity, parking,
Yep.
safe arrival, safe departure.
So what happens next? So after this report, then what?
so once I finalize the report and we approve it as a committee, I'll go and present it to the selectmen, and then they will take that report and hopefully we will present it to an annual town meeting.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Should the entire COA board at least get a chance to review it?
Oh, yes, yeah. I sent out the partial today because I wanted something for everyone to look at, because I've been the holdup,
You guys spoiled me over that.
and yeah, we need to fix those things.
Yeah, I know.
Just a couple.
I didn't wear
But I
it.
mean, it's well thought out and the conclusion was well done.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. I understand there was a draft. There are some typos.
Yeah.
I would be happy to leave my little hieroglyphics with you.
Okay, that would be great.
And I'm also happy when you get to your last draft, before it goes to us, if you want to send it to me earlier, I can do another
Do a
cursory
review.
edit of it.
Absolutely,
It's
I'm happy to do
one of
that.
the things I got the red pen from Bill for,
Oh, I need to holler at red pencil.
Yes.
because I'm anal about typos and things like that.
Yes, I'm
Um,
very dyslexic, so I'm terrible at finding my own typos.
Oh, everyone is, it's hard to find your own typos, so.
That's fine.
But I did have,
Gotcha.
there were a couple things I had a question about, so
Mhm.
on the third page at the top, was the first time I saw the letters SQM, and unless I missed the explanation earlier, I don't know what SQM is. 200 SQMs, 750 SQMs,
Square
square meters?
foot minimum is really what it stands for. So I must have taken, I put it up at one point, and I must have cut that section out.
Oh, well, maybe it's
No,
there,
you've got
but
it
I
right here
missed it.
on page 2,
I don't know.
square foot minutes here after SQM.
Ah,
So on page 2,
Okay,
the building should include the following spaces and features. Under that, it says 100 square foot minimum for coat closet area.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Yeah, here after SQF,
Yeah, that's smart to use
oh, okay,
that.
I missed it. Where is that on the first paragraph?
page 2 did know.
Page 2.
What paragraph?
Paragraph, building should include, and
Oh,
then
building should
go
include.
down, go down 5 items.
yeah, the fifth
Coat
bullet
closet.
point.
Oh, 100 square foot minimum here after, oh, okay, all right, well, I just, must have been lying.
You didn't have a lot of time to read it. It's all right.
Must have been red one.
And it maybe should be
usually is.
FM, because it's square foot minimum, but
Well, then I was like, square meters? Square.
yeah.
Because then down below, you have the restrooms on page 3, it says total 270, 400, and it doesn't say SQM there, so,
We might want to add the F.
so it
Yeah.
should always be SQM, okay. So I was just trying to figure out what that meant, okay, and then there was, on the page 4, you were talking about the other towns, in the square footage that they are, living with, I guess, in their centers, and just wondering, how do those towns compare in size to Newbury? Did you pick those because they are
Similar
similar population?
population
Okay,
sizes.
okay.
So I could add that as a note.
And then the next paragraph says, in talking with experts in town, who
Mhm.
would be, I think, describing who experts are, and with, like,
Yeah.
who's the expert, I guess is the question. You don't have to answer it now, but that was just, I tripped over that. Recommending a rough plan, there's just a couple of typos there. I think the rest of it is just all, it goes away, there are a bunch of things on this page. On page 5, throughout you're using residence incorrectly. Residence, CE should be residence, I think you're referring to,
Yes.
yes?
Ah,
That's one that popped up with me.
And then I would say, as I can give you this with my notes on attainment,
okay.
as well as select persons, I think you're talking about members of the select board, which could be confused with selective persons.
We switched, when I was on the board, from select men
Oh,
to
yeah.
select persons.
Right.
Right.
What if you
Right.
capitalize
I was
select?
just gonna say select, yeah, it should be
Capitalize
capitalized.
select.
It's talking about a specific board,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, or clarify.
Or select
as
board members.
Members of the select.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then instead of asses, it should be assess.
come on.
Where was that
Was
one?
I going to select board passes?
Oh, boy, what page is it, 5?
Page 5.
I gotta show Bill.
Page 5, it's right in the next paragraph there.
Yes.
Right at the end of that first paragraph. The last.
Oopsie daisy.
It's okay.
Anyway, it made me laugh.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, we didn't want.
We're on page. And then the last in the conclusion. So the last, second to last paragraph, I guess I'm not sure I understand what you're saying here. Should the town decide to move town hall back to High Road, a combined facility would be highly functional, but there are a lot of ifs in that equation. We believe the site would be viable. Is that building big enough to hold?
So
the
if,
council on aging?
my understanding is that if the town moved back to that location, they would take the old building down and the site would be reconfigured
Oh, okay.
as a whole. And so there's a lot of opposition to that idea. So that's why I said there's a lot of ifs. But
Okay, yeah.
to
Well,
build that
it's
site
kind of a
out,
historic building at this point, so it would be sad to take it down, but on the other hand, it's not really functional for.
I don't think it's a historic.
I don't
It's
think
not
it is,
historic.
no.
It's not,
It's
and
been
it's
there
also
for a long
condemned because of its,
Yeah,
It's an old building.
take it down. And then is
Well,
there
not that
enough
old,
room, would there
but
be
it's
enough
not
room
historic.
for all the parking that would be needed and the outdoor spaces that the COA wants? It just, I'm not seeing
it's not,
a lot.
That wouldn't help you.
yeah, it would be,
Not,
We'd have to forfeit that.
yeah, it's one of the, why it's not an ideal location. You know, staying with town hall I think is very beneficial, but the loss of the outdoor spaces, there would be a lot of work that needs to be done there in order to make it a good site. And it probably will never be the best site.
it is a confluence of four of the most heavily traveled roads in New England.
It is,
And
yeah.
when you look at Rolf's Lane, it's a summertime nightmare, it's a
They have
thoroughfare.
to put a light in there, I would think.
And basically, you can come out of it gets to the point now where when I leave the butchery, I break inland
Yeah,
and pop back out on Rolf's Lane and have the light, because you could sit there by the bank for 15, 20 cars going by.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's-
everybody
It's very
coming-
confusing.
everybody
Yes,
coming
all
out.
the different exits and entrances.
And the Parker Street folks feel like they have the right of way if they're turning right south on 1A.
Yeah, they'd have to put a light in there for sure.
I would think so.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, possibly if we wanted seniors to have access to the upper green, we'd have to have a light, which is a state
that's,
matter,
yeah,
so there's a pedestrian
It's a
crossing,
state road,
so.
right. It is.
So it would require a lot
Yeah.
to make that site work. But and again, this is why there's a lot of ifs.
Right.
If both that and the fire station, which is getting very long in the tooth, were taken down, the site could be reconfigured, probably putting fire on 1A, because they have an easier time getting in and out. opening up the parking with the police station, having this COA and town hall sort of towards the back of the lot, which is further away from the intersections. I think there are ways that it could work, but it takes a lot of planning and a lot of, it would be a lot of disruption.
It would have been nice if this could have come up before the whole school was sold, because that would be a perfect lot.
Woodbridge,
Yeah. Woodbridge?
Perfect.
one of the worst mistakes town management ever made.
I know, it is a perfect
And then are you assessing a cost and a budget to do this, or is that a later thing?
That is a later thing.
Okay.
We can do a very, I would say, back of a napkin sort of calculation based on square footage cost, but it really doesn't hold water until we have a site selected, we know what has to go into the site,
Yeah.
how big we're actually gonna build it, if we're joined with another building. There's too many variables for a price at this point. We can say, it's between $1 and $50 million.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Actually, are you trying to get this on the spring town meeting?
Not out in the warrant, no. So this will be presented sort of like the finance committee reports, where it's log as information for the public to have. It's not up to us to move it into the planning for the budget or raising of funds. That's on the select persons or the select board. For what we did is just we're creating the groundwork for when they decide the next step for the COA, they have some information to work with to say, a permanent structure costs less, a permanent house should have these things. We've done a little of the legwork as opposed to them going, well, there's a problem,
Right.
let's stab in the dark and see if we find a solution.
Right.
Because they have plenty of other pressing things that they're thinking about. So we want to present them with as much information as possible so they can have an educated discussion when they start that conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Because we have a limited time in this space. Whether or not we renew as a town is up to the select board, not up to us.
Right.
So we wanted to get them thinking about what would be a good option.
So we're being proactive, which is good.
Trying,
I also think it's important that we tell them what we feel we need, we're the ones who are here.
yes.
The select
Yes.
board doesn't know the ins
Correct.
and outs of what we do every day and
Absolutely.
how much space we
You
need,
are
so
the-
I think we need to let them
Three.
know.
Yeah, it was like, I think when the police station was going up, they didn't have the police chief on it, it was like, what?
He started off on it, and
Yeah.
then there were some politics.
Oh, the politics, I'm just saying, when we built a new school, they wanted to ask the teachers what they needed.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
People who use the building should have some
yeah,
input.
totally.
So
That's all, I'm happy to pass this along.
I would love
My
to.
notes if you want, and I just want to commend you and the ad hoc committee for doing what you've done. This is a huge amount of
And I
additional
second
work.
that, that is-
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, and you're doing a great job.
We will have to tell Kathy that she's
Yes.
appreciated. Yes, it is a lot of work, but I think it's important work, so, especially given our timeline in this space.
If you don't want to be on the crunch mode, that now we have to, you know?
But that's part of why I thought it was important to take care of, because time flies by.
It
It
does.
does.
We'll be facing that deadline before we know it.
And the week
So
thing is
when
going
our
to come back.
funding, the grant funding runs out, we're just on the town budget to continue existing. Hopefully,
They know it.
Oh, I was gonna say, they know it.
They know it.
And when does it run out?
funding runs out the end of 2026, December of 26. Our lease goes through mid-27, like May of 27, and then a new lease will need to be negotiated.
Right. But they,
But the town starts paying
has
January
to
1st.
have
January 1st, the town pays in,
27.
and your lease ends when?
May, I want to say May 17th, May 16th, or
May.
somewhere in there.
Oh,
Middle of
27.
27.
Okay.
So I'm sure town administrator will work on negotiating a new lease well before that, so things will be seamless, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Do you think that's a requirement?
But is it federal law or state law, I don't know, that all towns have to have their own COA? Like, we have to?
But we don't have to be here.
No, but they
It
have
can't be
to
federal
have-
because-
They can't
It's
Could be
disband.
state, yes.
No, they can't disband the council, but they can, put us in a closet.
Sure.
If you go to the Raleigh COA, they're in, I think, a couple small spaces.
Very
The old
small.
schoolhouse,
Yeah.
yeah,
The old elementary.
yeah.
It's bigger than that. Rowley's is bigger than our old space, so.
Yes, and then
Yeah, it's
space.
the round school.
You had one room, yeah.
Yeah, one room in a back closet for the Swift operation.
Any other comments on this before we move on? All right. So I would entertain a motion to table the Friends of the Newbury COA liaison report because the meeting is not till the middle of
Wednesday.
this week.
So moved.
This week, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, did you say it's going to the Friends of Council?
The update on the Friends,
Okay.
because the meeting's not till
Yeah,
Wednesday.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I
Wednesday.
zoned out for a second, I was like,
It
what?
says Wednesday, yeah.
Yes,
Right,
Wednesday
Jerry will
morning.
have
Okay.
9
next
o'clock at the
month.
library.
Yeah.
So what is the motion to table?
The
Discussion.
Friends of the
Discussion.
COA.
Yes, the 17th.
Yeah, the report
Yes.
Okay,
from
Yes.
our liaison.
okay.
Now we'll have the director's report.
Okay, so summer, we kind of laid back a little bit, so we're getting into more programs this fall. I will tell you, one program we did over the summer was we just had dinner here. We didn't attach it to anything, we didn't have a presentation, we didn't have a game night, we didn't have anything else going on. And it was very popular to just come and have dinner here.
Just a dinner. And it happened in July or August.
I forget. I'm on to the next thing. We had it on a Tuesday evening. We actually had the Rusty Can. We were going to have the Rusty Can food truck, and then they had an issue with their food truck, so they ended up catering everything.
Oh,
So
great.
we just plated everything for people
That's
and
great.
served. But it was very popular. I think people just wanted to come and have, a lot of people that come here are having dinner alone every night.
And it was good weather, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like nice to sit down and chat with someone and have a good meal.
What
So
was the attendance?
I want to say we had 45 people in house, and then I think I sent home 10 meals. And of course, today's Thanksgiving Day. So that was very popular. We will look to add that into the rotation where we're just serving dinner. It won't be every month, but
For the time change was perfect. Because I know a lot of people who want to.
that's true. That's true. So our newsletter will be going to the printer this week. Things we have coming up, our regular traveling chef meal, we have scheduled for October 2nd. I am waiting on the November dates. They had to get confirmation that funding for that was approved, which they did get confirmation for. We should be getting an email, hopefully before it goes to my newsletter goes to the printer, so I'm hoping we will get that situated. If not, in the newsletter, I will just tell people to contact us, and we can confirm the date for them. Generally, what happens is at the traveling chef meal, people are signing up for next month anyways. We have our tech class with Kevin coming up on October 9th. He did a class about using your camera with your iPhone and your iPad. They were outside taking photos. He talked about all kinds of different things, and they're going to edit photos this time. We have a Soup Master class. So this is about making homemade soups. Ditching that store-bought salty can of soup and learning how to make some basic soups and broths. So the person will be coming with all ingredients and everything and doing a demonstration. Everyone who comes gets to get a taste test. We decided to supplement that with like breads and salad and stuff like that.
That's a great idea.
So that is coming on October 14th. Our Know Your Community Fair, which we did last year, I don't think we did it the year before, is October 21st. That will be from 1 to 4 p.m., but Conley's Pharmacy will be here from 2 to 4. They are doing a flu clinic. You can get regular dose and high dose flu vaccine. They're offering shingles, RSV, tetanus shot. There's a bunch of different options people can have if you're so inclined to get vaccines. There is a
What is that date again?
10/21. So there is a registration.
Vaccines or are they?
No, so I would bring your insurance card with you so that they can, whenever you get your flu shot, they'll
And what time of day is that?
2 to 4. So we do have registration forms. I have paper forms here in-house, or there is a QR code people can sign up, but there's not going to be a specific time for you to come. It's just come anywhere between 2 and 4 p.m. We're just going to be passing people through as quickly as possible.
Dab them and keep them moving.
That's right. And then I want them to go through the clinic, the rest of the fair. We'll have a lot of different vendors there. We've been reaching out to a lot of people, age span, the NEAT program, MIVA, the food pantry will be here. There's a bunch of different local organizations trying to get, we're going to have a foot care person here. We're trying to get we're looking into a hearing person. I don't know if that will be the hearing clinic that we had. The person is no longer with the company and they're trying to get us a new person. We would have had that group come, but unfortunately they're trying to staff that. So there's going to be a bunch of different vendors that we suggest that people come and talk to. Lee Woodworth will be back doing a presentation on October 23rd. Her programs are always really well attended. I think she's doing something related to the cemeteries in Newburyport. We're doing a Halloween game night on October 28th. Delvina Theater will be back on October 29th doing a presentation about Jack the Ripper.
That's good.
Our veterans lunch we normally do before the holiday, but what we want to do this year is have an organization called Honor Flight come and speak to the vets. So if you don't know what this organization is, they provide free of charge flights down to Washington, D.C. for veterans to visit memorials. They are now working, they were very hot and heavy with the World War II vets. They have now included Vietnam vets in there. So Vietnam, Korea, World War II, if people are able. There's also opportunities for not just veterans, but anybody to volunteer their time. They like to make a big deal out of these people leaving and coming home. There's opportunities at the airport that they go out of to greet them when they come back, to send them off, things like that. So we are waiting to confirm the date. We're working with Steve Bond, who's our Veteran Service Officer. He has reached out to Honor Flight. They said, unfortunately, we've got 5 flights between now and Veterans Day, and they are booked with all of other people who probably reached out to them after last year's Veterans Day. So they said anytime after. So we picked a date. We're waiting to hear back confirmation, and then I'm really hoping to have that in time for the newsletter. If not, I will stick with it before the date that we had decided on before, and we'll have to have Honor Flight another time. But I think it would be a really great group to come and talk to our veterans. Our Thanksgiving lunch is, I put the wrong date on here. Our Thanksgiving lunch is November 19th. So that will be a big event for us. That will be here at the Council on Aging. Last month we'd added a section of save the date events so people could plan ahead. So we will do that again. So the holiday luncheon date will be in there, and other things that we have scheduled for December and January. So people can at least, they won't be able to make a reservation for that event, but they can at least know that that's when the date of the event is. Upcoming holidays that the office is closed, we have Columbus Day on October 13th, Veterans Day on Tuesday, November 11th, and then Thanksgiving Day on Thursday, November 27th. So the office will be closed those days. Our Shine Counselor is available year-round to talk about Medicare options, but open enrollment is coming mid-October to early December. So I did reach out and spoke with the woman who runs the Shine program at HSpan, and she has asked me to connect with Max, our Shine Counselor. He will not only be at the health fair with a table with information, but he will also be doing a presentation strictly about Medicare. So if people are interested in that, we will hopefully have a date in the newsletter for that. We are always in need of volunteers to drive for NEAT. I can't express how important this program is to the town of Newbury. We have a lot of seniors that are dependent on someone else to get them a ride to medical appointments. Maybe they don't have family in the area, maybe their family is working or is for whatever reason unable to help them get to medical appointments. The people who volunteer for this program will pick a senior up at their home, drive them to Newburyport, to Burlington, to Boston, and everywhere in between. So it's at no cost to the senior. If they are so inclined and would like to donate to the NEAT program, they always accept donations. But it's such an important volunteer role, and if people are able or willing to do it, they can reach out to us, we can connect them with the NEAT program, or reach out directly to NEAT. But it is something that's very helpful to this town. I think there's 13 of us, 13 towns involved in the NEAT program, and Newbury's at one of the top users of the program.
Wow.
Well over something like Haverhill or Rowley or Newburyport, where well, they have
Public
transportation.
Oh, yeah, they need to do that.
So we are at the top. So if we can help stimulate people to volunteer for this program, it just helps the program run. So if you know of anybody who's looking for a volunteer program, they like to drive, it's something that they're interested in doing, there's no mandate that you have to drive into Boston. Some people just like to do that.
I mean, I've used them 3 times.
Yeah.
Because when I go in, I'm blind for 48 hours. And a surgery procedure, and so I was at Mass Eye, and that's Saintford, driving Route 1 and
Right.
Passaic.
That is going to Mass Eye, Mass,
Yep.
MGH.
We have a lot of people that go to Mass General,
Yeah.
to Brigham, to BI.
I mean, those roads are awful.
Yep, they're always off.
It's 2.5 hours of engine time one way sometimes.
Yeah. So the deal with going into someplace like Boston, the expectation is that the rider will pay the tolls and pay the parking. Depending on your driver, they might say, I got it, no problem.
Yeah.
Again, people who volunteer for this are, they're just unbelievable. So
Yeah, they're pretty special.
pretty special
Yeah.
people. So if you know of anybody who's interested, send them our way. We're happy to connect them with NEAT. And then just a reminder for people, we want everyone to be thinking ahead for winter weather. If they need fuel assistance, please reach out to Janine sooner than later. I still have not heard from Triton about the Snow Angels program yet, and we are here in mid-September. School only started a couple of weeks ago, and it could be that it's going to be another couple of weeks before I hear from them, if the program is continuing. I don't know for sure that it
I
is.
think it's going to, because the woman who runs it, I want to say Janine, but I'm not sure that
I
that's
think it's Jasenia.
Jasenia, yes. I was called Janine by mistake. She did email me, because I asked her if she wanted to put something in the Pitta newsletter
Mhm.
this fall. She said yes, that she would be in touch
Okay.
in October.
In October. Okay, so that's just something for people to think about. Also, the Snow Angels program is a volunteer program. So the Snow Angel, if there's a blizzard, needs to get out of their own home before they come to you. So when the first snowflake falls, if the kids are still in school, don't expect the Snow Angel to be there. If there's a massive snowstorm, you're depending on a volunteer who has to clear out of their own home before they can get to you. So if there's something that you need emergently, I would say to people, you need to find a plow company or a neighbor or a friend who's willing to do that for you. So it's a great program, it's not infallible. People can also call and speak to Janine. We have seen, last year there was a lot of local students who were advertising on the Nextdoor app that they were they were available for shoveling. Now, does that mean that they're volunteering? I don't know, it could be that there's a charge for that, so people just need to keep that in mind. That if they're looking for someone to clear their walkway, the Snow Angels will do a walkway and stairs, they will not do your driveway. So if you need someone to plow your driveway, again, that's something outside of what the Snow Angels can do. So I'm just asking that people plan ahead. Every year, the day before a snowstorm, we get a call, or 4 or 5, panicking that they don't have a plan.
It's ordinary business in my neighborhood, but these kids need to get in a car to get to Byfield and Old Town,
The island is a huge problem.
and the island as well.
Yes.
I mean, during the massive hurricane 1,000 years ago, Jimmy Patton and I, literally with Chief Lucy, not Chief Lucy, Chief, oh my goodness, I'm having a senior moment.
Mary?
Say again.
Mary?
Chief Merrick, way back when, gave us permission to go on the island with snowmobiles to rescue people. And that was, my brother and I had literally lawn cutting clients and snow shovel clients, but we could go out the back door and walk to their homes and shovel them out the driveway and all.
And I think that's technically what the Snow Angels is looking for, is can you help your neighbor, someone who's
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
by. It's not meant to be, okay, my parents have to give me a ride to someone's home,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
half a mile away.
Which makes me sad, because that's the neighborly thing to do. Like, if you have an elderly person in your neighborhood, and you houses away.
Hopefully those people are looking out for someone
And
else.
that's what we did in 78, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do.
I mean, that's what I grew up
We're the
doing.
elders now, so,
Right.
but we,
But the other problem I'll tell you specifically with the island, and I'm sure you know, there's not a huge number of kids on the island.
Yeah. Nor in
There is
Old
a kid.
Town. Just in Old Town, High Road, you've got kids having to negotiate 1A to get to a house to shovel.
Yeah.
There's only one neighborhood in Old Town, you know, think of traditional neighborhoods. And that would be Cottage Road and Company.
I mean, even your road, if you think of someone just walking down Orchard Street,
Yeah.
they're negotiating plows and cars.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, is it's not.
Our neighborhoods are a little bit different than, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even consider my area a neighborhood.
Scotland Road.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
School.
So I would just ask that
You
you
know
help
about
each.
there's a young, do you know who it is, the young boy on the line, not really young.
The one that's in the yellow vest and the hard
Yeah,
hat,
he
you know.
just, for something to do, I'm not sure what his problem is, if it's, something in the autism spectrum or
Yeah.
whatever, but, he actually just walks up and down the street, sweeping, shoveling, clearing.
That's
like,
awesome.
Sidewalks.
yeah.
There might be someone to recruit, I don't know
I
where he
don't,
lives.
I have no idea
or
where
his
his
parents
inside
are.
are. It's
I
always
assume
been
he
a
must
mystery.
still live with his parents, but, you know, I don't, I'll see if I can find out, because I know, Jen from the Lighthouse, the president of the Vermont Light Ministry. See if I can find out.
And maybe he's connected through Triton, there's a program for students that are
Yeah,
aged out, graduated from Triton, but there's still like a young adult program, maybe he's part of that.
Yeah, I don't know, he just,
Okay.
and he lives on the island, just for sure, so, I'll see if I can find out who he is.
Other than that, that's, okay.
Very good. Is there anything, new business that needs to be discussed or people would like to put on the agenda for the next meeting? Seeing none, I've not looked at the calendar to figure out when our next meeting should be.
So the third Monday would be October 20th.
October 20th? Okay, I won't be here on my second surgery, so. Cataracts.
I will be out too.
Okay.
So that's 2 months.
So what about the 27th?
I don't see why we couldn't do the 27th.
That would give you a little more time. And
Um,
I get a follow-up cataract, so.
27th.
Yeah, he does it the Monday after, yeah.
So it looks like we won't be hearing from you at the next meeting.
No,
Does the 27th work for you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
okay.
What day are we talking about now?
Monday, the 27th of October.
Oh,
Should be okay.
oh, yeah.
All right. I would entertain a motion to set our next meeting date, October 27th at 9 a.m.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Can I
So that's
ask?
the rule of the liaison.
Yes, either you can type up the up and send the reading,
Could you, yeah,
or
it's about the possibility.
go with the table.
Sure.
And I'm entertain a motion to adjourn.
So, I mean, second.
All those in favor?